All right, welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Tuesday, June 4th, 2024. If you've not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, let's get into it today. So markets here finishing up higher for the most part here. The Russell 2000 was the laggard again. But Diamond up 1/3%, Spider's up 10 basis points, and the Q's up 1/4. So not a huge gain overall, but we took quite a journey getting there, right? So we had the JOLTS data today. I talked about that being an important data point, obviously. And it was the first thing that could be a potential catalyst for a move. And it came in weaker than expected, although, we told you that was likely to happen. Based on what the bond market was pricing in over the last 4 sessions. So again, not too much of a surprise. We did get a little bit of a pop there, pull back into the middle of the day, a really weak, just kind of light pullback, and then we just rallied up here, big pop into 2:30 to 3 o'clock time frame, and a little bit of a dip. 5,300, a lot of GEX there, put like a lot of long puts up there. And that did back us off. But by the end of the day, we closed, above yesterday's high, or I should say above yesterday's closing price. So it was green, obviously. But again, one pattern I'm watching here, really, you guys know I do a lot of my work on the SPX, especially for levels. But I do look at the futures a lot. And it's really just watching this, honestly. So this kind of bullish structure here, we've been kind of just in this range here since May 15th. A lot of chop, a lot of basing type action. Very good outside move on Friday. Inside kind of hammered looking doji. 2 days in a row now. And you have higher lows. So again, a lot of basing type action here, higher lows. Just hammering on this level here. And I'm just kind of looking at that. Tomorrow we get ADP at 8:15. Is that the catalyst to push us out? It certainly could be. But there's not a lot of space here to kind of force a lower high at this point. We're only got high of the day. Today was 53.12.25 and 53.13.25. So 1 point below this previous high, and then 1 point, exactly 1 point below those previous highs. So not a lot of room here for bears to make a move. Kind of need to push that down right now. But you guys know my bias here. So in any case, and you can see the same thing really on the SPX if you want to look at the 4 hour. Just a tight pattern, and even an hourly here. You can just, you could even go down to here really, but I think it's probably a little easier to illustrate it right there. So just a triangular pattern here, higher lows, it's coiling up. 5,300 still remains resistance. That's GEX resistance, and definitely psychological. We've hit it twice, but we have the higher lows hitting now. So again, can we break through that tomorrow? And then ultimately, 53.25. That's the big level that we need to smash through in order to continue on to new highs. But again, markets are hanging in there fine. We're doing backing and filling. And, it's a lot of kind of basing type action that I'm seeing right now. So market's holding up. Triple Qs here still are the leader. Again, up. Well, actually, the Dow actually technically led today. But pattern-wise, the Qs have been holding up really nice inside pattern here. Never really made a lower low intraday, whereas the Spiders did. Actually, the Dow didn't either. But Q's still acting well. NVIDIA's still definitely a leader here, and we're holding the 20 moving average on a close, and as long as that happens, everything is fine here. IWM with a little bit of an outside move, so it's definitely still weak. There's lots of questions as to why this is, with rates coming down. A lot of it is the regional banks, and again, why rates are coming down in regional banks. But there was like a report last night about mark-to-market losses on treasuries. That's probably the reason for the decline today. I look at that and I say that just gets the Fed to ease quicker. That's what happened last time, and I don't see why that would change right now, especially with the data starting to weaken here. We have a Fed meeting coming up soon. If data starts to get weak, that makes the Fed more dovish. But that did kind of put pressure on the IWM. I will say, though, the weekly here is fine. There's really nothing wrong with it at the current time. Now, if we close below last week's low, that would be a little bit of a minor concern, but you still have higher lows here. And, you know, you've got nice separation between these moving averages now. So we'll see where this closes by the end of the week. Sentiment on small caps is in the basement, and we're not that far away from the highs. By the way, sentiment on stocks is in the basement from what I can see. I know that sounds crazy, but and maybe it's just me, but like from my feed on X and YouTube is like nothing but calls for recession, crash, this, that, and the other thing. And we're 1% from all-time highs. It's kind of strange to see that. But either way, Russell 2000 backing off today. Diamond here held up very nicely. Starting to work on a possible little zigzag up there for the Dow. I'm still expecting it to retrace up into that 392 to 393 area. SMH here down 88 cents, but still trend holding to the upside, no problems. IGV getting a little bit of a bid, up just under 0.5%. Again, want to see where this closes the week. A lot of noise going on in the daily, but weekly is going to be important. Dow Transport's backing off, so a little strong towards the end of the week, last week, and now on the weaker side. So it's, again, there's this yin and this yang. The indexes are kind of pinned here, and it's like if one area is up, other areas got to be down. I think that's a lot to do with why the Russell was down today. If Nvidia's up, something else has to be down. Maybe it's just has to be transports or small caps today. Biotech was actually pretty strong today too, even though it closed negative. I like that little thrust it had in the morning. This is a sector I'm also watching here for catch up. All right. All right, so let's get over to rates here. So I made a little bit of an incorrect prediction earlier. I talked about the low of the day being in yields this morning. And well, it was on the 10-year, kind of. Well, actually, no, it wasn't. It was on the fives. Or no, okay, it wasn't on any of them. Never mind. So it was close. We closed below the. Yeah, we're going to close above the reaction high, though. I'll say that. So I said that we'd probably, the low of the day in yields would be right on the JOLTS number, and it was for a little bit. On the long end, it's a little bit softer here, as you can see. But we are going to at least close above the reaction low, so it's partially correct. At least it was correct in spirit, saying that because we've been down the last 3-4 days, we should at least have like a mini blow off on that JOLTS day. But we have jobs tomorrow too. I talked about this yesterday. Again, go watch that trendline video. It's on the channel. There's a reason why I said this could break down. It's because that lower high there after these previous hits. All right, so just if you didn't catch that, up move, high, first hit, higher high, second hit, higher high, third hit, lower high, right? So just pay just those little details there. You can make a case too that you have a head and shoulder there. It's a little steep for me. I don't love it. I don't really love it that much. It's there, but I don't really like it that much. I still think yields can go lower though. And I think that may be the narrative coming pretty soon. Is that going to be a secular change? No, but that could be cyclical. So just be aware of that. Be ready for them to push disinflation. I think that is certainly possible. XHB down 220. Again, into this lower trend line here. We'll see where that closes the week. Definitely on the weaker side. Again, a lot of people confused about it with rates. I just think it has to do with index pinning. I'm not really thinking that rates as a tight correlation with some of these sectors anymore. VNQ, so again, right on the other side of that, you'd think that these would be trading together. They're not. VNQ is one of the strongest sectors on the day, up 64 cents. XLP was also pretty strong too. So again, I don't talk about those all that often. And utilities were down, right, with bonds up. So it's not going to make sense every day. But VNQ up 64 cents, holding up well. That chart's improved a lot. This trend line still should be resistance. We have not hit it 3 times yet, so I would expect the third hit to be resistance. But good day today. XLF down 18 cents, nothing terrible. KRE, one of the weaker sectors. Not a great chart pattern there on the daily. Weekly is still hanging in there, but not by as much. And the KBE definitely weaker. You could make a case certainly here that this is a head and shoulder on the daily, but remember, weekly time frames more dominant. What do you have on the weekly? A bullish inside bar. And on the monthly, bullish inside bar. So it's not confirming that daily time frame. That doesn't mean we can't go down here and test the lows, but just make sure you always use those bigger time frames to your advantage. Don't limit yourself. Broker dealers here down at 130 bips. Nothing really changed here. 610 support, 640 resistance. Oil, I did dip my toe into it a little bit today, just for a trade here. Didn't quite get down to the 786. I think this is a 75% retrace, though, of the low. And we have completed that head and shoulder. Let me just get rid of this so it's in the way. We have completed the head and shoulder target as well on oil. Not perfect, sorry, but you can see it. It has completed now. Overshot it, but I mean, it doesn't mean anything. I just think it's really stretched here to the downside in the very short term. RSI in the basement on the 4, on the daily and the 4 hour, starting to inch back up there too. From the reports I've heard, a lot of shorts in this as well. And additionally, you're totally outside of that daily BB, so a bounce here is not out of the question. That's really all I'm looking for on this. We are also kind of getting into the SPR zone too. If they actually keep their word, that's another story, but you know, it's in there. But I think this could get a bounce here. Max move right now, probably 76, 77. But oil definitely breaking down. XLE here did come nicely off the lows. Didn't quite get to the 200, but it did wedge between both of those, the 100 and the 200. Then, you know, it's 87 still looks pretty good to me. I'm going to get rid of this here. But we could possibly extend that down, maybe. Maybe. I don't know if I love that. I'm just going to get rid of it. Maybe if we started to put in like a falling wedge, I could see here. Let's try this. I'm just doing this on the fly here. There we go. We can do that, right? Now all of a sudden it doesn't look so bad. That's why I ask you to use the weekly time frame. Right now, I mean, we could rip from here, and you'd look back at this and say, "Oh, we just retested the 50 MA on the weekly." So use those bigger time frames. I see the biggest mistake is people limit themselves and they don't use those other time frames. Look at the monthly. Does this look bearish now? Big wide range bar, 1, 2, 3 pullback. We could take off next month. I mean, I'm not saying it has to. I'm just saying this could happen. So use those time frames. They tell you a lot. XOP, same kind of look there. We can get rid of this though. That false breakout happened a while ago. The pattern's not as structurally clean, but either way, holding the 200 and we got a bounce. I like it around 142-ish, we'll just say, if it gets there. OIH on the weaker side. This is into some support here. Take a look here. Right. That was our last like consolidation before the breakout. So a little bit of daily chart support there, maybe weekly, you know, for a week or two, but good volume coming down. So definitely getting dumped here. But OAH taking a hit. CCJ pulling back a little bit today. No changes on that. But the URNM, that bear kind of structure did play out. See, little zigzag, right? But again, the weekly, still pretty strong here. Above all the moving averages, big wide range candle. You're just consolidating inside of that. Nat gas was interesting today. So we had this kind of engulfing candle. I still have my tiny little baby runner. I might just cut it before the close. We'll see. It's only like a 10% position. So, and it's still in the money. So, but either way, look at this big outside move out of nowhere. So we're just kind of fading, and then big outside move. That's nat gas for you. And then a nice bounce into the close. We'll see what this does here. I can get rid of this fib now. You know, it's got a chance for a higher low. I know this is a big wide range engulfing candle, but you'd be surprised what nat gas can do. I'm not saying it has to go higher. I don't really care. I have a runner position. It's not going to affect me if it goes down or up. But we'll see. But good reversal there again. Typically goes up into the week, you know, beginning of June. I talked about that. I warned about that. That doesn't mean it can't inch back up and try to retest 3. But good candle there, good reversal candle, and we'll see how that does. I think if it's done, it's probably done for the summer, and then around August-ish, that's when you want to start getting interested in it again. All right, dollar continuing down today, but it managed to finish. Oh, I actually finished flat. So dollar futures here are up, but the Forex closes down. Either way, the head and shoulder is still there, but again, so you're going to use this example over and over. Weekly chart still has that wide range candle holding on a closing basis. As long as that holds there, don't fall for that head and shoulders. Everybody's going to talk about head and shoulders pattern, but don't fall for it unless it confirms it on the weekly, because that's how you get traps. That's how, there's a reason why I keep saying that about the weekly pattern. It's because that's how they trap people all the time, is people get locked into that daily, oh, the daily chart's doing this, but the weekly doesn't confirm it. Now you get a slice down, and then by the end of the week, it does that. Right? I'm not saying it will, but again, don't limit yourself. Should make that the title of the video. All right, gold down 1% here. Still got a daily bear flag that it's working on. Again, correlation's kind of breaking down, right? Bonds up, dollar weak, and gold weak. I just think that the market, I just think it's crowded trade right now. I think that's why it's not getting any traction. Look at GDX, good breakdown there, almost 4% down. So glad I moved out of my gold miners when I did. And silver here down 3.5, back below 30. So be careful there. Watch the weekly. I'd prefer to see that stay above 30 on a weekly. It is still kind of stretched from that weekly 20 MA. Platinum down quite a bit today. So testing 1,000. That could get a bounce there. Not a bad area. And then palladium here on the weaker side. So that's still struggling to get anything going. Copper here, again, weak bounce at 460. 50 MA should hold here, at least for a few days. I'm not trading it right now. I'd have to look for a reversal signal. It's definitely an interesting level. I think the way better level is 425, though. You get down there, I'd definitely be interested in that. So, Bitcoin. So Bitcoin acting well, and if my chart don't freeze, there we go. Bullish in sidebar. Been saying that for since May 20th when we put it in, right? And we're just starting to curl up. We did come off the highs by the end of the day, though. They did pull us back in a little bit, so we did back off. But I mean, like, your bears are running out of space here to do anything, right? You're just knocking on this door here. So this is still your target, 74.5 to 75. That has not changed. That triggered on the 15th of May, and that has not changed. So I'm just going to get rid of that because I don't even like it. But yeah, Bitcoin holding up. ETH fractionally higher as well. 20 MA is catching up to price. So again, market's holding up here. Let me just see. I want to see what the futures are looking like. Yeah, they're holding up. So there, you can see the line in the sand right there. So even forget this downsloping trend line. Just look right here. We break above that. Your next level is up into this area, and then 53.40 to 50. That's going to be this exact level here on SPX, and you guys know my thoughts on that. I think you guys can figure it out. Anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. You guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. See you guys all tomorrow.